Betsy's getting her sewing center set up here, and we'll move the she's got her power strip there, and we'll move the sail rate machine out there and get sewing. So Betsy is working on the sail bag with her new sail rate machine. How's it working?
It's working great.
Is it working great? Cool. So we're going to save about what, $2,500? And only costs $3,000 for the machine and the supplies, right? Betsy, how's your project going?
Project's going great. I have reattached the zipper. I have patched 3 holes, and I am now in the process of going to be adding, I don't know what this is called, but I'm going to add this to the bottom of the sail bag.
Let's call it bolt rope.
Bolt
Rope.
rope.
Yeah, I just made that up.
I am going to be attaching this to the bottom of the sail bag, and it is going to then go through the channel on the boom, holding the sail bag sturdy.
Because we had 2 places where that had torn off, right?
Correct. So there were 2 places where this had actually ripped off, and so there was nothing attaching the sail bag to the boom.
Cool. And how many hours have you been working on this?
Good question. I guess I've been working on it for the last 4 hours, maybe.
Wow. Using your new sail rate.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. It's working good.
Working great.
So we have the sail bag all repaired, zipper reinstalled, and we're getting ready to put the fiberglass poles in it right here, kind of like battens that keep it secure, and put it back on the boom. Well, we got the lazy bag all done, and the zipper looks much better than it did. We had quite a bit of fun getting the reef lines right. Had to do those about 6 times, but we got it done. One of our Liveaboard refit projects is to put a new grill on the boat. We had a Magma grill, which is a marine grill, quality brand, and it did a really good job of not rusting, but it didn't do a very good job of grilling. So I put a Weber on the back here, and this is the Q2200, and it'll do a much better job of grilling. Haven't tested it extensively yet, but a little bit. And the unknown is how will it hold up to the marine environment. So I'll be running this as a test, and we'll see how it lasts. Part of the installation process was coming up with kind of a custom mount. So I took part of the old Magma rail mounts and added some aluminum extension pieces to support the grill, and it's bolted onto those. And I've got some just rubber feet that rest on the transom here, and it brought the grill about the right height and placement. Part of the barbecue project is replacing the regulator and solenoid valve for the gas system. Didn't really realize how bad a shape this was in. You can see quite a bit of surface rust, which, you know, that's not a huge deal. And you can see the brass fittings tarnishing. But what I found out was that this port on the bottom of the regulator was partially blocked off, so the regulator wasn't working properly, and this is what determines how much pressure you get with your inside gas appliances. So we noticed our stove and oven were not working like they used to, and that's why. So that got replaced. It got replaced with a new setup, and one of the things I also had to do was bring the connection for the new barbecue up above the regulator, because the new barbecue is supposed to see full bottle pressure. And so that's the way you have it set up now. The new barbecue works well, and the inside appliances also work much better. So an important piece of our Liveaboard refit is replacing our existing 600 amp hours of lead acid AGM batteries with 1,000 amp hours of lithium batteries. We could have gone in several different directions with the batteries. The main differential is you can either go with an externally managed battery set like we have with Victron that has an external battery management system, or you can go with batteries that are supposedly plug and play that use an internal battery management system. At the end of the day, the battery management systems are doing the same thing. We decided to go with an all Victron system. So we have Victron 200 amp hour batteries. We have Victron external battery management system and a Victron Quattro charger inverter. A couple of reasons why we went with this system is Victron's long history in the marine industry. I like the externally regulated battery idea better. We get more information on the batteries because all of the components are what Victron calls smart components. So they all have a Bluetooth connection to the Victron Connect app. So I get data on all the batteries, including temperature of the battery itself, individual cell voltages, and any kind of problems will show up there and actually get alarms into the BMS, because the BMS also can see down to the cell level in the whole battery bank. This way, if there's any problems, we'll be able to track it down very quickly. The BMS works just like the internal BMSs on other batteries, except that you get more data out of it. The batteries that have internal battery management systems, basically they'll just turn the battery off and you don't get a lot of information out of them. You don't really know what the problem is. Is it high voltage? Is it temperature? You know, what is the situation? So we really like the fact that we could get lots of data out of the battery management system and also the batteries themselves. This is not the least expensive system out there, but we feel like it's going to be highly reliable and easy to track down faults if there are any. I'll be doing future videos on the performance of the system, how it's working, how well it's putting out the amps, so to speak, and it'll also entail the second part of our house bank rebuild, which is the addition of 2,000 watts of solar panels on the back of the boat. Stay tuned for the next part of our Liveaboard refit, where we'll be replacing our existing 450 watts of solar on the back of the Bimini here with 2,000 watts of solar, which will entail extending an arch out over the dinghy davits, and that will bring us into energy independence, we hopeful. This will enable us to spend more time on the hook without running our generator. We'll be able to enjoy beautiful anchorages like we are enjoying here in St. Michael's. It's a nice calm day today. See, we have some other boats in the anchorage with us. We hopefully enjoy this episode. If you would subscribe, that would help us a lot with our efforts, and hit the like button. Until then, see you next time.